Hello, and welcome to another lesson from Level Up Mathematics. In today's lesson, we will be exploring the surface area of triangular prisms. Before we do, let's review a little bit of our previous knowledge of triangular prisms. So in example 1, it says, a prism is shown below. Use the image to answer the questions. So in question A, they're asking you, what type of shape is the base of the prism? So let me highlight the base here. Okay, here and here. So this is a triangular shape of our base. In question B, it says, how many faces does this prism have? Well, if we count 1, 2 for the top base and the lower base, then we notice that we have 3 lateral faces. So we have a face here, here, and then this full front face for a total of 5 faces. Part C, the prism is known as a triangular prism. What type of lateral faces does it have? So what they're asking is, what shape is each of the lateral faces? And so that would be rectangular. So for a definition, a triangular prism is a three-dimensional solid with 3 rectangular faces and 2 triangular bases. So it says label the height and shade the base. Now in our first example, the prism was sitting on its base. In this particular problem, the prism is not sitting on its base, because if it's a triangular prism, the triangular shapes are your bases. So here the bases would be at the front and at the back. Now they want you to label the height of the prism, and it's very important that you can identify the height of the prism, because the height of the prism is the length that connects the 2 bases together. So our height would be right here. All right. In example 1, it says a triangular prism has bases that are equilateral triangles. The prism and its net is shown below. Use the net to find the total surface area. So if I unfold this triangular prism, you can see that it's made up of 3 rectangular faces and 2 triangular bases. So to find the total, let me highlight what we're trying to find here. To find the total surface area of this net, we just need to find the area of each piece. So let's start with these rectangles. These rectangles are all the same size because they told us that this is a prism made up of equilateral triangles. So if we look at our picture over here, we can see that the base is 4. Whoops, I need a pen here. Let me erase that. This is a 4, and this would be an 8. So this rectangle would be 4 times 8, or 32. Now, since they're equilateral, we know that each rectangle is going to have an area of 32 square inches. Now, to get the area of the triangular region, we have to remember from prior learning that the area of a triangle formula is 1/2 times the base times the height. So in this case, our base of our triangle is 4 units. So I know I'm going to have 1/2 times 4. And then when it's asking for the height, it's asking for the height of the base, not the height of the prism. So we would use this number here as the height of the base, and that was 3.5. So 1/2 of 4 is 2, and 2 times 3.5 would be 7. So I know this region has an area of 7, and this region has an area of 7 square inches. So to get the total surface area, I could just take 3 times 32, since there's 3 of those regions, plus 2 times 14. So 3 times 32 plus 2 times, excuse me, I don't know why I wrote 14. I meant to put 7 there. So that would be 110 square inches. And let me go back and correct this. Correct it in your notes. This should have been 7. Okay. Now, the formulas for lateral and total surface area are the same for rectangular and triangular prisms. Write a reminder of what each variable represents in the table below. So our lateral surface area is just the surface area of the bases only. So lateral surface area would just be this portion of the prism. So lateral surface area, the formula is perimeter of the base times the height, or capital PH. So I'm going to put, let's write that down, perimeter of base times height. Okay. Now the total surface area includes the 2 triangles. So the total surface area is perimeter of the base times the height plus 2 times the area of the base. So perimeter of base times height plus 2 times area of the base. Now, a couple reminders here. To find the perimeter of the base of a triangular prism, add all 3 sides of the base. To find the perimeter of the base of the triangular prism, you simply add all 3 sides of the base. To find the area of the base of the triangular prism, you use the formula area equals 1/2 base times the height. Area equals 1/2 times the length of the base times the height. Now, what gets a little confusing is in a triangular prism, there's 2 heights. There's the height of the base that's shown right here in this 3.5. And then, let me grab a different color. There's the height of the prism, which is this. So I'm going to put height of prism. And this is height of base. So it can get a little confusing sometimes when you're dealing with height. We'll talk about that more in our examples. All right, in example A, it says a triangular prism and its dimensions are shown in the diagram. What is the total surface area of this prism in square feet? Now, it's very important when you're dealing with triangular prisms that you identify the base right away. You want to identify where the base is. So our base is this shape here. That's your triangular base. The height of this prism is the line segment that connects the 2 triangles. So this would be the height of the prism. So I'm going to put right there that the height of the prism is 3. Okay. Now, in this question, they're asking us to find the total surface area. So the first thing we want to write down is our formula for total surface area, which is S equals perimeter of the base, capital P, times the height, plus 2 times area of the base. Okay, so the first thing we're going to calculate is the perimeter of the base. So to get the perimeter of the base, we need to add all 3 sides of this triangle. So I know this long side, the hypotenuse here, is 4.6, and I know this is 2.2. So to get the perimeter of the base, I'll simply add 4 plus 4.6 plus 2.2. So that'd be 8, 9, 10, 10.8. So that's the perimeter of the base. The next thing we're going to get is the area of the base. So the area of the base is 1/2 times the base times the height. So that would be 1/2. The base of this triangle, let me grab a different color, is 4 units. And the height of this triangle is 2.2. So that would be, if I multiply that all together, 4.4. All right, now we're ready to plug everything into our formula. So total surface area is perimeter of the base, which was 10.8, times the height of the prism, which was 3, plus 2 times the area of the base, which was 4.4. Now, from here, I usually just put this all in my calculator at one time. So 10.8 times 3 plus 2 times 4.4. 41.2 square inches. All right, problem B. The side lengths of the base of a triangular prism are 5 meters, 8 meters, and 10 meters. The height of the prism is 16.5 meters. What is the lateral surface area of the prism in square meters? So in this problem, they're asking for lateral surface area. So the formula for lateral surface area is S equals perimeter of the base times the height. So in this problem, we do not need the area of the base. So I'm going to put NA or not applicable in this problem. We do not need to find it. So whenever you're finding lateral surface area, just worry about the perimeter of the base times the height. Now, in this problem, they actually gave us the side lengths of the base, and they told us that they were 5 plus 8 plus 10, which would that be 23 units. So that's the perimeter of our base. They also told us that the height of this triangular prism is 16.5 meters. So now we know everything we need to plug this into our formula. So surface area would equal perimeter of the base, which is 23, times the height, which was 16.5. So 23 times 16.5 would give us 379.5 square meters. All right, problem C. A triangular prism and its dimensions are shown in the diagram. What is the total surface area of this prism in square inches? So in this problem, they're asking for the total surface area. So our formula would be capital S equals perimeter of the base times the height plus 2 times area of the base. Pause the video and try this problem on your own. All right, welcome back. Hopefully you began by getting the perimeter of the base, which was 15 plus 20 plus 25, or 60 units. And then to get the area of the base, we want to take 1/2 times the base times the height, which would be 1/2. The base of my triangular prism would be 20 units. The height of this triangular base was 15. So that would be 150 units. And then the height of the prism. Now this is where you have to be careful. The height of the prism is not the same thing as the height of the triangle. The height of the prism is the distance between the two bases. So hopefully for height, you put 22 inches. All right, now we know everything we need to plug this into our formula. Capital S equals perimeter of the base, which was 60, times its height, which was 22, plus 2 times the area of the base, which was 150. Then I'll put that in my calculator all at once. 60 times 22 plus 2 parenthesis 150. So that would be 1,620 square inches. All right, D. A container is shaped like a triangular prism. Each base of the container is an equilateral triangle with the dimensions shown. The container has a height of 15 centimeters. What is the lateral surface area of the container in square centimeters? So lateral surface area is perimeter of the base times the height. Pause the video and try the rest of this problem on your own. All right, welcome back. Let's see, hopefully for perimeter you add all 3 sides to get 18. For the area of the base, it's not applicable in this problem because our formula says we just need to know the perimeter of the base times the height. Now, the height of the prism, they told you, was 15 centimeters. So we will plug everything into our formula. Perimeter of the base was 18 times the height of the prism, which was 15. So 18 times 15 gives us 270 square centimeters. And that concludes today's lesson, surface area of triangular prisms.